Welcome to the U.S. state that's probably got more natural life living in it than people, basically. Welcome to Nebraska. This is what you see. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. Because look at all this. Literally nothing out here, because if, you know, and the thing, settlers who first came out here were probably stunned because St. Louis is the last major city they'd see. That's amazing that there's just hardly, really nothing out here. Yeah, bugs from hell. Yeah, we were hoping Route 30 followed the railroad tracks all the way to Cheyenne, but it's fine that we are on Route 30 and it did follow the tracks for a very long way.
When we got into the hilly area, they were going to run the tracks.
Yeah. We made the right choice taking Route 30, I can say that. There may not be anything out here, but it's worth looking at. Because let's face it, my grandmother and I are going to be probably the only other people from Georgia who will see more of Nebraska than anyone else will ever see. In terms of rural Nebraska. Because most people would go to cities like, oh, North Platte or Omaha. They wouldn't come out here. But we're crazy enough to do it, so I think it's safe enough, right? Right. Yeah, I love when you can see the horizon. It looks like mountains that are far off. Yeah, I zoomed out so here. And who knows? We may get to where there might be a few ghost towns from like old mining towns. Who knows?
I think there was a lot of mining in Nebraska.
No, I'm saying out towards Wyoming.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is one thing you will see here, just nothing but farmland. And when it goes to the camera, you can see it's like alternating almost like brown, white, random colors. And then you look out and see stuff like this, and it's absolutely beautiful. Yes, it is, mate. That's a photo that makes... Yeah, that was an accidental photo. I'm not going to keep that. You can see a time lapse I'm recording there.
My arm was in the way, sorry.
No, it's alright. It's not in the way now.
Okay, I died. So, when you put it up, and frequently you will see LB's hand pointing things out.
Yes. Of course, the time lapse is going at times 30, so it's fine.
My hand will be up. Yeah, look at the contrast with the fields.
Yeah, look at all the bugs on the windshield.
Yes.
Or what's left of them, I should say. And here's the road ahead. And in case y'all are wondering about what the road ahead looks like, here's your answer. Just miles and miles and miles of absolutely nothing. Except water mirages, which you guys can see on the camera here. And in every little dip in the road, I should mention.
Goats.
Where?
There were goats right back there.
Oh, well, I was zoomed in, so... Oh, well. I love this. The camera can pick up these little water mirages and the heat waves.
Yes. Well, it's only 77 degrees, so it's not really.
And there's the terrain that's ahead at times 760 zoom. And I have the camera, I'm holding the camera with my arms and my arms are on my legs. It's not the best tripod, so it's going to bounce around. And also the fields are a bit flooded, so there's the trouble of water in the crops, evidently. I'd say the farmers don't have to worry about watering their crops for a while. Judging.
Once upon a time there was a Mennonite community out here because the sign said Mennonite Cemetery. This is a place to be if you want to get away from modern everyday living.
Unless you're in Strasburg, Pennsylvania. That's the only other difference.
That's the Amish.
I know that's the Amish. Because we've been to Strasburg.
Yeah, Mennonite's not quite as conservative as Amish. There's a Mennonite community out there.
Is there really?
Yep.
Huh. Well, the only good thing about being out in the middle of nowhere is if you have a good camera, you can test your zoom out. So let's do that now, shall we?
Don't you know it is a long bus ride to go to school to live out here?
Yes. I'd look at it if my camera would focus. There we go. And looking down. Yeah, I'm trying to see the railroad tracks too. That might be where there was a spring of some kind. Either that or flash flooding, another feedlot coming up there. This is about as rural Nebraska as rules gonna get. Oh, you're coming back into civilization.
Yeah. My Lord, the bus ride must be 2 hours.
They better not get mad at students for being late. Because they don't have an excuse.
Well, and in the wintertime.
Oh, it's absolute madness.
Yeah.
Going over the hill.
They're ass deep in snow in the wintertime.
Yes. What will be over the hill? Let's find out. Civilization at last. I love that. I had the camera mounted on the seat and zoomed in so you'd get like a reveal.
Railroad tracks coming back in down here.
Let me zoom in. I don't know. Well, I will say if there were any trains, we would have no chance at even bothering to see them. Because we were up in the highlands for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's them coming back in. Yeah, I can see them. They're glinting in the sun.
Right, this is Chapel.
Chapel. So let's see.
Either Chappelle or Chapel. I'm not sure how they're going to pronounce it.
I don't know if there's a train depot in this town, is there? I mean, if it is, it's probably going to be right there by the tracks.
Whoa, this is a big something. It's the nose of an airplane. I think that's what that is.
Where did you see that?
It was on the back of that flatbed truck.
Well then, their main industry out here, I think, is cattle and, agriculture. And of course, Union Pacific, but that's all the way in North Platte. So yeah, North Platte, Omaha, and Cheyenne, wherever they have their yards, that's where they work. Of course, I think North Platte is like their major hub, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a small agriculture town when you see a tractor. Yeah.
Wow.
Now let's see, this town has got to have a train depot, surely.
I would think so.
Well, the grain silos are right there, so... I mean, we're right in the middle of town. We could probably go look, can't we?
Yeah.
This is this is a sort of medium-sized town here. This is...
It's either Chapel or Chappelle. I'm not sure how they pronounce it.
It's probably one of the two. And again, here's what is iconic about Nebraska. It's these huge grain silos. Chapel is spelled with one P, right?
It can be spelled with two.
Well, all the times I've heard it, it's spelled differently. Well, there's what's left of Main Street, I guess, unless this is Main Street. I don't know. So we're now paralleling the railroad tracks now. Rural Nebraska. Clearly, pretty much every town out after here is, oh, well, look at that. There we go, I got it. So that mill had its own switcher, and that looked to be an FEC. I don't know if that's that's an old Florida East Coast unit. I don't know. That probably was.
We're 27 miles from Sydney, and Sydney's a big town.
So they may have a train depot. Oh wow, two grain coppers. Good Lord,
Okay, yes.
2 grain hoppers. There we go. Just sitting out here in the sun.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that grain's gonna ferment into something if they don't move it. Yeah, it's funny. We haven't seen another moving train out here.
I don't know. While we were up in the Highlands.
Yeah, that is true.
Well,
And I mean, I had thought I may have seen one. I bet you that right there's the original road. What do you think?
Yeah.
That's a...
Yeah. And they raised this one up.
Yeah, there's the original road. What's left of it. Let's see, what do we got on the signals? What do we got on the signals? Let us find out. And there is nothing. But you can see the tracks ahead.
Yes, you can. Sydney's the next town, so Sydney may have a depot. And there we are looking at
More of rural Nebraska.
you can see Interstate 80 West down there. Evidently it flooded because they had closed the ramp
Yeah.
and made you come up here to go around. Now it's open because of trucks.
And here's these old telegraph lines again, which I guess serve some kind of use. I don't know if it's to get power through or what. But you can see they still have all sorts of old insulators on them. There's different types of glass ones and porcelain ones. And if we're quiet for a minute, you can probably just hear the sound of about 10 bajillion bugs just getting annihilated on our windshield, which is just going to make it a pain in the neck to clean off in the next town.
And what was the name of the movie that we saw? A Bug's Life?
Oh.
Where the bugs were, you were living.
Yeah.
That was it. It showed the bugs horrified that they were hitting the windshield.
I don't think that was it.
I think the name of it was A Bug's Life.
No, that wasn't it, I don't think.
Because it was somewhat distressing for young children.
Some of the animated films from the 80s, those were distressing. And I remember seeing a lot of them when I was younger. Now you can see those are older bridge abutments underneath these concrete ones. So that must mean they came in and took out the old steel spans and replaced them with concrete.
Yeah, because that one that we saw with an old,
Yeah.
that's the only one that was so low one I remember seeing.
And I thought the roads in Georgia were bad.
Well, again, they're definitely better.
Well, yeah, that is true. So you can't. Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. They probably just have given up on even bothering to fix these roads because of all the snow.
I don't understand why these are.
Yeah, if any of you guys are either farmers or whatnot here in Nebraska, could you let me know what these are, these fences? I don't know if they're to keep cattle from getting on the tracks or what. I don't know. I'm not a farmer. I just help feed my mom's chickens and get eggs. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. But again, this is about as rural can get in Nebraska. Or anywhere for that matter. There's nowhere in Georgia where it's like this for long.
There's nowhere in Georgia that looks like this. That's true.
Well, there's nowhere in Georgia that's this rural. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, South Georgia, but it doesn't look like this.
Yeah. This is, but I will say, if there was any rail fans who wanted to have, who had any idea for the perfect train chasing road, well, this is it. Highway 30 from Omaha to Cheyenne. US 30. Best train chasing road in the Nebraska and probably in the world, basically. And everyone is welcome to prove me wrong with that because I'm pretty sure I am. But to me, I mean, combined with the trains, the number of trains, my brain is dying on me here. Due to the number of trains and all, this place beats folks, and it's beat pretty much everywhere we've been. In terms of everywhere we've gone to watch mainline train action, this Union Pacific's mainline here through Nebraska beats them all. Considering we were able to chase a coal train for up to 42 miles unobstructed, that says something. And this is probably, if we were able to have chased that in a modal, it probably would be up to at least 70 miles if I'd started recording then.
We're 104 miles out of
North Platte. So if we had been filming a train from the minute it left the yard to now, it would have been the longest train chase we've ever done, period.
I thought yesterday was going to be 60.
Well, I know, but yeah, I've got those videos uploaded of that coal train chase. It's 42 miles beginning to end, but it's 42 miles in terms of the part of the chase I started filming at because we had to outrun the train for a while because of traffic and the fact that, well, the railroad tracks weren't on my side. So, yeah. And again, here's looking forward to the forward windshield, and you can just see just really how remote we are at the moment.
Now we are coming into Cheyenne County, but we're still in Nebraska.
And I'm seeing another grain mill up ahead. I can see it poking up to the top of the trees. Now, Jefferson did have a grain elevator along the old Gainesville Midland rail line, but it's abandoned. In fact, the silos are still there, but I guess all the remaining infrastructure used to keep it running was torn down.
That's Jefferson, Georgia.
Well, yeah, Jefferson, Georgia. Yeah, the recording stopped. Uh-oh, we got a detour. Are you serious?
We're staying at 30. We're not trying to get to 80.
Well, if there's a reason for the detour. I love how that gate's partially...
Lodgepole is the name of this town. It has 368 people.
Lodgepole. So are there lodges with poles in them?
This is where Indians lived. They built their lodges with tent poles. They're called, there's a name for that, like pole lodges, which is why this is called lodgepole.
And here's just another example of small town Nebraska.
This is like Colbert.
Only difference here is that Colbert still has its depot. I think where these parks are, is where the deep.
Yeah, I bet you
That's
are.
probably where the depot was where that park is.
You're probably right.
And there's the grain silos. I'm probably going to label these videos just drive through Nebraska, I guess.
North Platte to Cheyenne.
Well, that's the time, what I'm going to name the time lapse.
Oh, okay.
There's an old service station with the old gas pumps and tanks still there. There's an old motel. Because, yeah, this was back before they built the interstate. So when the interstate was built, that's when this town began dying off. Because Route 30 originally was the main route to Cheyenne. And there's another... Now, there's a steel bridge. That's an older steel bridge with the rivets. This is the one rail line where I'm amazed at the fact that there's still an entire telegraph line that feeds it, that follows it. But now we're climbing again, so this is where this video will get interesting. So I'm going to keep the camera pointing back as we climb up if I can. You can see more of the fields that are flooded there.
Look over there, you can see the dust under the cloud.
I think that's actually, yeah, that's on a dirt road.
Oh, a dirt road. Okay, somebody driving.
Well, you wouldn't have to worry about hitting anybody out here.
That's true.
You alright?
Yeah, I was trying to see what it looked like. This where it looks like a cloud again.
I know, that's why I'm keeping the camera
It's
pointed.
right there. Look at that. Brand new burgundy roofs. Must have gotten a good deal on it. See, there are those fences again.
Those have got to be, unless it's for animals that jump. Like
Maybe,
the,
like deer, it could be. But you think, well, why don't they go around it? But that just means maybe where they are. But that's the path that they follow. In fact, y'all, I bet that's exactly what that is to keep animals off the tracks, and that's the path that they follow. I hadn't thought about that. But that's,
well, I mean, if you close off one path, they'll just make another.
well, maybe not. That just may be their
Well, that's how,
internal navigation. But that's the place that most of them were killed, so they just put up fences and it stops them and they turn around. I'm guessing. I don't have a clue.
well,
Maybe somebody will answer that question.
well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think a lot of these videos will probably get any views anyway.
I don't know.
Not the ones at this drive. I mean, I know the one I filmed in Bonner Springs got a few views because we got out right before the tornado hit. So,
But you know, when we were coming back from Georgetown and you saw that signal that you'd never seen and you put it on, and what, in 20 minutes you had an answer.
well, yes, but that was something railroad related.
Well, this is railroad related. We don't know what those fences are doing by the railroad.
Well, that is true. Thank you. Thank you. You read my mind. Probably just now trying to get comfortable. I only have one tripod with me. Oh, now here's a culvert right here.
That's a big,
Yeah,
one of the biggest ones I've seen.
I am glad though that Union Pacific kept the old stone abutments. Those have probably been there since the railroad first came through here. Who knows? It's like that bridge. Where was it? Where the approaches are probably have probably been there since the 1800s.
Yeah. There's a boat. There's the creek of some sort.
Again, more rural Nebraska. I was just trying to see how far the thing could zoom in. It's funny though, since that train in Paxton and since we entered the Highlands, we have not seen another train. Minus the switch engine. Well, I mean, the switch engine I guess could count, but I'm only counting ones that we've seen that are moving. That's the thing. Also, what we've noticed is these trains don't blow their horns on these private crossings or crossings with, and most of the crossings without gates. I don't know if there's more crossings that are just to farm fields like these, or if there are some that are on dirt roads where there is not a lot of traffic.
Right now we're in Sunnel.
Sunol, are you sure it's not funnel?
No, I'm positive, not funnel. Could be Sunol. You just never know.
Well, Sunol, yeah.
Sydney is 11 miles away.
Finsky Brothers. That's amazing. The stores are old as all get out, but the old business names are still on. And I'm amazed that, you know, despite the business names fading, they're still visible and readable.
Yes.
Out on the East Coast, those old signs are painted on, but in here, I think they're engraved in the stonework.
That's right. That's exactly what they do. Because they know with the weather, the paint will just wash it away. The wooden signs will be destroyed. And put it in stone. Also, they were proud that they had their own business.
Indeed, unlike on the East Coast.
Well, people who have their own business in these states are also proud. We don't deal with this type of, well, in the South, we don't deal with this type of
With the weather.
Particularly the winter weather.
I'm going to be interested to look back on the time lapse just to watch the clock the time just going nuts. It's not accurate, of course, but that'd be interesting to see. And I mean, I'm basically just filming really the landscape at this point. Oh yeah, look at that. You know you're getting out towards the west when you see
those rock formations. Oh, Doctor, we're coming back to the rock.
Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm trying to do this while I'm making sure I'm still buckled in. I can't do this unbuckled, obviously. I wouldn't want to spend the night in the Sunol jail. That is if they even have one.
That's right. I'm interested in.
Well, no, that is if they even have one. Think about that for a minute, but how small that town is.
That may end up with taking to Sydney. We don't care about jail in Sydney, Nebraska either. So.
Yeah. Now there's the time lapse. I think we're coming up to another town.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, we are. I can see. Yeah, I can see a grain silo in the distance. I think that might be a local one right there. Yeah, sorry about the vibration, y'all. That's from the road. Which, I mean, you can see how it looks. I mean, they don't want to fix it. They really can't fix it because any fix they give will be just be washed away.
Like the crazies.
That must... No, I don't think that's actually still in...
No, I think it's just too much trouble trying to get the name on.
I don't... Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if that silo is still in use. Another oil derrick. Oh no, that's a mailbox. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I thought there was an oil derrick. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm an absolute idiot. Now I know Cheyenne and Utah, that's where the real big ones are.
Hey, Oklahoma, some lots of them. Pump a lot of Oklahoma, Texas.
With Texas being the more iconic of the two when it comes to oil.
They ship a lot of oil through it, like in Houston. That's where all the what do you call refineries are. But in Oklahoma, and they're sitting on oil.
Okay, I'm kind of really strapped in at the moment. I think that might be for, I don't know, natural gas or something.
Well, usually it's natural gas that's got a flame coming out of the top where they're burning on.
That's where they have a refinery. They have tanks like that out there to store whatever chemicals are left.
In Oklahoma, you'll see natural gas wells where they've got flames coming out of the top.
Yeah,
They're sitting out in the middle of a pasture.
Yeah, and that's just more pollutants added into the atmosphere, which is unfortunate, but greed comes before any kind of common sense, but oh well. Pretty sure I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that, but it's my opinion, y'all. You can't judge somebody by their opinions. Yeah, there's another old bridge.
They know where the water's going when it all rolls down these hills.
Yeah, like right over there where those rocks were. I'm gonna have to unbuckle and rebuckle in real quick, because yeah, it's like you gotta take a breather once you unbuckle for a second. Yeah, sorry, y'all. Camera probably just moved around wildly, so I'm sorry. You know, it's funny, we haven't seen another Union Pacific work vehicle at all since we left, I think, Hershey or Sutherland or whichever place we saw it. More of those dang fences. What?
These are made of metal. Those others are made of wood, and they are gone.
Well, mostly.
Yeah. That's just bizarre.
What's interesting is you can go film through them and it looks like an animation almost. Yeah, not a single train. Maybe over there's a, who knows, maybe we might have better luck in Cheyenne, who knows. But we, of course we'll have better luck in Cheyenne. I'm an idiot. There's a freaking yard out there. Right in the middle of town, too. That was an old crane. And there's an oil refinery there. Oh, just... Oh, that's interesting. Just an old army truck out there. Just abandoned out here. Yeah, here in Nebraska, that's also more like, the word stop is a suggestion. Oh, train? Another train?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the word stop is a suggestion.
Okay, so we've got another train sitting here, so that, I think we're probably about to be proven wrong, it depends.
Okay, we're going to turn.
Wait, why turn?
Because it says US 30 goes this way.
Oh, great. So much for filming the rest of the trains. Yeah, you'd think it would continue down the tracks.
Historic downtown city. Okay.
Oh, my bad, it does. So I guess that's the... Is that 30 down there?
Yep.
Oh, there's an old bridge down there. I can see it. There's an old bridge down there. I can see it. Let me zoom in.
Okay, now do you want to stop and get up here?
If there's a... I thought it was an old bridge. I don't know if it's... I probably was wrong.
Because I can find somewhere to stop and get up here if you want to film.
I want to see if... Yeah, I do want to see if there is a depot here. So that train's probably stopped to either wait to get grain.
2 miles from Cheyenne.
And I just noticed the camera stopped recording just now, so... Dang it! Sorry, y'all. There was a bunch of locomotives stored there. So this must be a little stopping point for the cruise, I guess. I don't think this is Main Street.
No, I was going to go see if you could get to you could see the entrance.
I think it's ironic because the trains are going to be blocking them, which is fine. I'm not complaining. Yeah, so evidently, yeah, this must be a small yard.
There they are.
Yeah, so this is a small yard here.
Okay, you want to walk over and get a picture of them?
They won't let you in, you know that.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, think about it. They would not let you in.
No, I was just...
Look at the loading dock. That is a old loading dock. Look at that.
Oh, yes. Here.
So I bet you this may have been where the station was.
End of the track.
I don't know if that is where the station... I don't know if that is where the station was. I don't know for sure. Oh, look. 1888. What a great year. That's probably old CSX. So it's either the depot is right in here or right where that loading dock was. I don't know which. That is unfortunate, though, that a lot of these towns don't have their depot anymore. But this is downtown, what is it, Sydney?
Sydney, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not Australia, although I wish. Yep, that's the bank.
Rust and Roses. Yeah.
That's probably the best antique store name I've ever heard in my life.
Nobody's blown the horn, so evidently can't turn right on red in Nebraska. Right now we're looking. We'll be back on.
Yeah, I think we're still on Route 3. Oh, this is I-80, I think.
Yeah.
There's a Fox Theater.
Yeah, so that must be a family name for these.
I think that must be, yep, that's a restaurant. Grandma Joe's is still open.
Yeah.
And I love that. They still have the old, that isn't exactly an old sign, but it's a kind of a nod to, you know, most of the small towns having a soda fountain.
Mm-hmm.
You know it?
Yes.
I thought I saw more engines down this way. I don't know if I thought, is this Interstate 80 we're on?
No, we're not on there. So this is alternate 80.
Oh.
It's a US, and it should be US 30.
I love the old buildings when all they're still here. Like, see that one? I like the design of it. I thought this was a small yard. I think I'm wrong. I think this is another big. I don't know if it's a medium or a small. I don't know which. But they have another major signal bridge here in Sydney. And there's more engines. I guess that there's, so I'm guessing they just store power out here. Probably, I'm guessing those might be helper locomotives that they're storing out here.
Could be, but oh, good heavens.
A lot of them.
Yeah. You want me to stop you and take a picture?
It's alright, I'm filming them.
Okay. Just leave your door open, sweetie. Yeah, they've got lots of them out here.
So they must, I guess they must be storing them. And take a look, they're all probably former Conrail or something, or part of the locomotive type that was used by Conrail, the SD models. I'm not going to say which type because I'm probably going to get them wrong. Oh no, there are other locomotives out here too that are rebuilt. And those suckers just are brand new, I think. Either brand new or just freshly painted.
Oh yeah, did you want to swap back over and come up here?
I was going to say, I think that's probably the best option, but we got to find a place to stop real quick so we can do that. That just occurred to me. You took the words right out of my mouth. I'm sorry. But on the plus side, you can see more of rural Nebraska, and look at that plateau over there.
Yeah,
Look at the rock formation on top. Oh my.
Look at that, yes. That may be what is referred to as a butte.
Don't laugh, but I think there's like wind turbines or something up there. I don't know, I can't really see. Well, I can't see at all because trees just obscure my view of the thing. Dang it. Don't obscure it. Let me see it. Please, let me see it. Let me see it, please. Barely. I think I'll have a better shot at getting it out here. That sucker. Well, I was. More of rural Nebraska.
Oh, good. Yeah, we'll swap off here, and then I can go right out there. Okay, hop up here.
All right, that's a nice old truck. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on that sucker right there. Can.
You want to get out?
Yeah, that's probably the best.
Let it back up, and then you can.
It's like just get on back.
There, come stand right here. No, go down that fence.
I'm not.
There, you should be able to get that. Got it.
That moment you got to get your first camera out.
Got it. All right, got this.
Yeah, there's a. Oh, good. You just barely got me to where I have to do the breast stroke.
Okay.
Or the mud stroke, whichever. Lucky we didn't get stuck in that. Yeah, look at that. A sign of things to come. Miss Gail would probably be saying, "Get on with it!" Because, I mean, she didn't like Arizona. Ellaby loved it, but she didn't like Miss Gail didn't like it. I'm pretty sure she'd say, we're not in Arizona, but I'm pretty sure she'd say the same about Nebraska. So, yeah. And there is the road ahead. That's where we're headed.
Yeah, I believe that's the first of those are called buttes, I believe. Okay, got it. Tell me when you're ready.
In terms of when I'm ready, when I'm settled?
Yeah, when we're ready to roll.
Well, you guys are going to see the dash for a minute. So, yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Let us head out. I'm actually much more comfortable up here. So we're now in the front seat, as you can tell.
And we're going to start seeing buttes all along the way. All right, is there anything coming I can't see?
You got it. More of these old telegraph lines.
I was in the mud.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm lucky we didn't get stuck in that. I mean, I'm glad we didn't get stuck in that. More rock formations, and actually in the pasture too, so that's interesting.
Look at this one.
What?
That heat up thing. But that's what they are. But I'm almost positive that's what they are.
See the railroad tracks here? I just hate that there's not a freaking train that's coming. That'd be nice.
We've seen them sitting, but not ready to roll.
Well, there's plenty of clear track. There's a clearing.
That's right. Plenty of clear track.
Now there is
That counts 35 miles.
Now there is an oil derrick.
Oil field. No, the derrick is.
Or no, oil well. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, the derricks are the tire. The towers. Yeah, those are.
Yeah, and see, there's just areas where these telegraph lines are severed.
That's another question if anybody knows.
Okay, okay. So out here, they're just dilapidated. So this is kind of like on the White Pass where there's some areas that are in good shape and then there's some areas where they just get rid of it all, really. They just leave it behind. Like they left the poles but took the wiring down. There's more of the rock formations there. Pretty rock formations.
Yep, same piles.
Yeah, which just blocked the camera.
Yes. Okay.
There we go.
Well, I believe we're in the west.
Yep. I'm with you. Yeah, and I just now realized I wasn't buckled up until just now. I hate it. I had a lot more freedom, but at the same time I know that's against the law, which is unfortunate. Mother of God. Yeah, this is pretty much... I hate it. It's like I can hardly move. There's not much I can do about it. I think I'm just going to keep the camera pointed on this side. What do you think?
Yeah, because right now that's more dramatic than this side.
It'd be nice if I could film at least one train where you can catch those in the background.
That would be pretty, but we don't have any control of the train schedules.
Well, the only way I could film one coming from North Platte would be on the opposite side of the tracks. If I were wanting to get one with these buttes in them, it'd be on one coming towards us. That's the thing. So unless we're getting towards an area that may have been damaged by flooding, that's the only other reason I can think of as to why the trains are stopped. I think
it's just one of those timing issues. That's all in the world that it is.
Yes. Look, right there in front of us.
My word.
I don't know if they're just storing hoppers out here or what, but I think that might be the reason. I just happened to zoom in and see it. Yeah, so they must be getting ready to switch this out. So that must go to a mine. Either that or a power plant, one of the two.
Could be, that's the good point, could be the power plant. Because we still got those big towers. Well, there's a train, sort of.
Yeah, but he's cutting two. ETRX is what it says on some of on the hoppers. I don't know if that's the name of the leasing company or the power plant. That's the thing. Some of these coal hopper sets are usually labeled for the power company they're going to.
Could be.
Well, there's no engine, so I don't know. I think they're being stored out here because there isn't an engine out here for them to move them.
Yes. Well, that's a serious bit of storage.
Well, they got enough track space to do it, so.
They're out here in the wide open spaces. That's exactly right.
Yeah, wide is an understatement. Try wide and bare.
Yeah.
Because here's the road ahead. Another butte there. I'm also keeping the camera partially zoomed in so you can see the water mirage that occurs on the roads out here due to how flat they are.
Did you get that view up there?
Yeah, the one that's in the sunlight, yeah. Some of those are eroded down underneath to where it looks like there's a cave, but there's not one. And this is really the only exception I've ever made when it comes to like really a real-time recording of the drive. I'm just recording it mainly because of the scenery, because it goes by quick in this time lapse. So I want to have something to remedy that. And also I'm recording in case a train shows up, which I'm pretty sure won't happen until we get into Cheyenne. You can see where all the bugs are meeting their unfortunate demise on the windshield.
Yes.
the road and the land that's ahead of us. I love it. If you're looking for railroad tracks out here, just follow the telegraph poles.
That's right.
And there's more buttes up ahead.
Yeah. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
And I was already thinking of what Miss Gail would be saying right now. Let's see.
This is not bad. She'd be okay because we've only been on here for like 2 hours.
No, I'm talking about the scenery.
Oh, yeah, scenery's gorgeous.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, you know what she would say because it looks the same.
Oh, I got you.
Get on with it.
Yes, got that. Yes, get on with it. That's true.
Said it when I was looking at that first butte.
Yes, get on with it. That's exactly right.
Oh, there's the first Union Pacific work truck I've seen.
Yeah, get on with it. This one's pretty coming up here.
I got it. I zoomed in on it earlier. Now that would be pretty to film a train passing by. You all right?
Yeah, I'm just enjoying the view.
Yeah. I mean, really, no words can describe it. I'm just being honest.
Never seen anything like this. Look over there.
I've got the camera pointed this way.
Okay, good.
All the buttes are on this side, so I mean, I've got them. Sorry, all the tapping is where the camera is hitting the window because of me. I can't get comfortable.
This is a big car. Look at that. It's an old little money.
I don't think we're gonna get tired of I-30. What do you think?
This is not 30, this is US 30.
Well, yeah, US 30, excuse me. Yeah, because if we were on I-80, we would miss all
Yeah,
of this.
this would all be far, far away.
Well, yeah, we would miss it too. We wouldn't even be able to film it.
Yeah. Well, I saw the lady yesterday in Luftenberg, whatever the name of that town was, when we were talking about driving to Cheyenne. I said, we're going to go up 30, or go out 30. And she said, by all means. If you're going and you've got time, by all means, you need to do that.
I don't think we regret, and I'm going to say we don't regret it for a second. It's a shame. I don't know how long some of these videos are. I just love this. It's literally about as western as you can get because, you know, the rail line and the buttes and the telegraph lines. It just makes it all that more authentic.
That's right. We're done. And here's some more of those fences.
Yes. I don't know. Part of me thinks that might be to keep cattle off the tracks. I don't know though.
But they were on this side and there were no cows coming that way. That's what made me think it might be deer or whatever kind of jumping animals they have.
Yeah. I think those are natural gas because I know Nebraska does have some natural gas deposits, I think.
That's pretty in the shade.
Yeah. Part of me is tempted to stop the time lapse and just continue filming with the camera because I think that this is scenery that really,
needs to be seen. You can do that.
Oh, here's another trestle. That might be for flash flooding. Yeah, I think it is because you see how there's that bit of a valley there.
Yeah.
Okie dokie, we're coming up to another town just about the grain silo that's up ahead of us.
All right. This may be another unincorporated area. I think Kimball is the next town.
I will say something else we're coming up on. Another train, but it's stopped.
Ooh.
That's like the worst luck. We're just finding all the ones that are stopped. So they must be waiting for when they get ready to release all the westbound move freights. That... Oh look, there's I-80. Yeah, so we just caught a train here and literally right when you would be leaving Potters, Nebraska, heading to Cheyenne. And I got it crossing over a real old bridge there. I should have been on the other side and got to get the same angle, but with the buttes in the background. I should have done that. Oh well, not much I can do about it now. I mean, unless we see another train where we have to pull off.
It was a great shot.
Well, I'm with you. I'm not complaining.
Yep.
I don't know if the camera battery will last all the way to Cheyenne. I doubt it, but you never know.
Oh, we've got an hour and a half to get to Cheyenne.
Alright. So what I'm thinking is we just got where the lull has broken.
Could be.
Yeah.
Alright, now we're coming into Kimball.
Kimball. I know how to remember that.
Yeah.
From The Fugitive.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And we are in the part of America where you need to drink, where people drink more water than anything else. Yeah, I have the camera pointing that way and towards the hills, basically. But if you wanted to get a perfect little infinity shot,
go slow. Some people aren't throwing up.
well, I'm saying infinity is like off into the distance with these telegraph poles. Here you go. 3, 2, 1, now.
It's a good shot.
Well, I took one without it. I mean, I can take one with it if you want. I was aiming more for the telegraph poles.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Kimball County. Interestingly enough, it looks like this county seat of Kimball County is Kimball, which is convenient.
Yeah, not much in the county seat.
Well, no, I think this is just an outside community. They said Kimball County.
Maybe that little shed was its train depot.
That's right, that was the train depot.
Well, that is the governor was. Or no, that probably was the governor's mansion.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
And that's where the mayor lived.
Yeah, and by the way, an update on that little building in Conway, South Carolina. I think they came in and tore that down. They came in and tore it down. So the governor's mansion got replaced. That was built in 1912.
No, he said 1312. That's the number of the tunnel. So I can't tell which one.
Well, sorry.
That's okay. No, because when I saw it, I thought, oh, good, it's got the date on it. But it doesn't make any sense to have the date on it. It makes sense as having a number. Because, I mean, what else are you going to say? Just ride out to Crossroads 67 and look, you know? Yeah, right.
Oh, man. I'm gonna enjoy looking at this after you're gone, because I mean, oh man. Well, really, I am. I mean,
That's right, we're out here in the middle of nowhere.
we are genuinely in East Jesus.
Well, really, we're in, technically, West Jesus.
West Jesus.
Technically.
That's even better.
Technically, we are in West Jesus.
I may not like country music, but I think that God's country would be appropriate for this. Look at that. I'd say I have a close enough view of the buttes. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's just the camera's focusing on the dang telegraph wires. I love how this thing is now focusing on everything except what I want to film. I'll have to laugh if another train shows up, but really.
Another going down the dirt road.
More like he's about to come right out here. Let's see, buddy, will you stop?
I was going to say.
Oh, he's hauling.
Sure.
Oh, he's hauling a combine on that sucker.
Yep. Let's see.
Yep, that's it. That's one of the John Deere combines that they use to harvest crops. They harvest the plants at the front, and then they pump them out for that piping to whatever trucks or whatever they have hauling it in.
Okay. Yeah, there's a combine. It's hauling a combine.
And we're coming into a little town, or I think what may have been a little town. Because that's the thing I've noticed. All these little towns have these grain silos located by the tracks. Dix, Nebraska, and it's not what you think. It's D-I-X.
Right.
It's D-I-X, people. And don't go saying something, you know, other than that. Otherwise, I will be removing comments, and I mean that by myself. I mean that. And yeah, I decided to stop the time lapse at Potter's. Because let's face it, this is landscape that should be seen in real time, okay?
Look at the building. It's just...
And I missed it.
Okay.
Dang it.
I didn't see
I'm like you, I love that. That's interesting. Oh, is there a way we can turn around? Because I want to go photograph that real quick. That's something that deserves to be photographed.
Yeah, it does. Here we go. We can't stop, but we can turn around. Mother of God.
Well, I mean, I know we can't exactly stop at the moment, but you know, if we could time it, I'm gonna take the camera off the tripod for this. Only in Nebraska can you see abandoned buildings that are knocked back by the wind. Oh, thank you. You read my mind. I love that. This is the only place in America where you can see buildings that are abandoned, which have been practically blown over by the wind. It's not just termites that take buildings down here, it's the wind that destroys them. It's like, oh yeah, how many windstorms has that sucker survived, you know? This is what you call genuine rural America right here. Slow down a bit more if you can. I know we can't stop just a bit more. Oh,
I'm going to stop.
Right now. Only in Nebraska can you see this.
That is a great picture. Take it off.
Got
That
it.
is fabulous.
I got it.
Got it?
I got it.
Okay.
Only in Nebraska can you see something like that. No, I love it. I love how you could look through the window. There's not supposed to be a tornado warning. I heard a siren. There's a siren going off. Is World War III going on? Is it the day after from 1983? Because that was filmed in Kansas, I think in Wichita. I think so, yeah. I know that came out during Reagan's presidency, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, back on the tripod you go, everyone.
Okay, and now we know that it's coming up, so we film it.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Oh, it's a dirt road. I bet you it goes right by that property. Okay.
No, we're just going to go in here.
Don't get stuck in the...
I won't get stuck. We're just going to go in here and turn around. We know we're trespassing. We're sorry.
Well, I mean... What do you think I say whenever I'm at an event, like at a
roll up your window. Okay, you can get it. Okay, ready, set,
There it is. Oh, then there it goes. All right. Oh, for God's sakes.
That's really very, very interesting.
I've got it.
Got it.
I love that. Out here, it's not.
Yes, that is just great.
I got it. I basically just panned around the whole way to get it, so.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go. I think that should help a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I know my back is going to be regretting this later, so I want to enjoy this while I can because I need to be up forward anyhow for the camera, so I can operate it anyway. There's that bridge again.
Yes.
That isn't a road bridge underneath. That's a genuine railroad trestle. Well, no, that may be a
road bridge.
underneath. Well, it is. There is a road underneath, but it's
A little flooded.
yeah. That is a pothole. You'd have to do the breaststroke in.
That's right.
It's like you said. What did you say? You had to do the breaststroke to
To
get.
get St. Louis. When I called, I said, "You come to know we have to do the breaststroke in order to get to the hotel."
And I'd imagine the what is it? The clerk or whoever it was.
Yes.
It's amazing. 3 hours and there's still ice in this thing.
Yeah, but that's why yesterday it worked so well, and that's why I thought we just need to get cups of ice rather than eat and take it with us.
And this is the little town of
Dix.
Yeah.
D-I-X.
yeah, D-I-X people.
You want the water, you can get the water tower.
Yeah, here. In case you guys are wanting to try and make any smart comments, there's how it's properly spelled. It's like 6.
Yes.
Get it right. Honest.
Mix.
Mix. Thank you, mix.
Fix.
Thank you.
This was a little town once upon a time.
Yeah, but their depot's gone. That's the thing. A lot of these places no longer have a railroad depot. So I'm guessing Union Pacific just didn't want to have the upkeep, and I'm guessing they knew a lot of these towns probably wouldn't be able to keep them up either. Oh, look at that. Look at that old boxcar out there. That's something else I've noticed. These companies out here can get old rolling stock and utilize that. And I think that's Southern Pacific. That was an old Southern Pacific boxcar. That thing's probably close to 40 years old. I'm amazed it's still well painted. Oh, look at that. Just a house.
That's right. Not a tree.
It's just a house.
Just a house.
Just a house right out there in the middle of nowhere.
Now, it looks like they have got a few little trees that they think will grow.
Good luck is all I'm going to say. Okay, we got another signal bridge.
Oh, yes, we do have to see one of those in a long time.
Meanwhile, while the camera films the grass. So now we're out in in what could be considered more or less prairie lands again, right?
Yeah, this looks more like prairie lands.
Okay, the battery's dead, so I may have to switch back to a time lapse, or I could probably continue the real-time recording on my phone, but the video would be quality would be terrible. So, and I hate it. It's only an hour and 14 minutes out.
Did you swap cameras?
The Rebel doesn't have as far of a zoom. It has a good zoom, but it's not far. It doesn't zoom in very far.
Okay. Oh, we're far.
Oh, where? Oh, yeah, right out there. There you go, Miss Childs. I got you some wind turbine footage for you to use.
This is in Kimball, outside of Kimball, Nebraska.
Outside of Kimball, Nebraska for you.
Now, where did they get these trees? There are no trees.
They probably got them wherever. Well, that's old wood, so they may have got them.
Those old telephone poles, they look like, well, some of them are new telephone poles.
I think that's where they make them. Or no, they grind. I think they either make them there and then they grind the old ones up into wood chips. I don't know.
Okay, well, since we haven't seen any trees, I assume they're going to ship those in. Because they've got to have them for the telephone poles when the weather's bad.
Yeah.
So that's probably what that is.
So yeah, I guess I might end the recording here. So yeah.
Be real.
Yeah. See y'all later.